Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have a first today, and this is from the brand Unimatic. I've always liked their watches. It's one of those, every time I see one come up for sale, I keep thinking, should I, shouldn't I? As they've got a real strong design language about them. You just look at one of their watches and you know it's a Unimatic. It's basically a brand which has been around for just coming on for 10 years. It was created by two Italian guys who were both at university together. I think they're both studying design. One, I can't remember if one was a product designer, one was more kind of visual video type. And a few years later, they got together and just said, look, they both had a passion for affordable watches, and they came up with the brand. And I love the fact that they've got just a strong DNA throughout the brand. You can tell straight away if it's one of their watches. And I think that's very, very cool to keep that strong design element. As you can see, it's brutal. It's very much industrial design. It's nothing kind of arty about it. When you look at the watch in the background here from Timeless, it's a beautiful piece of art. You know, it really is very well decorated, but you look at these and they're brutal, and I sort of like it. They always have this big flat bezel going on here in various guises, and they've definitely got a unique look. Love or hate it, I do like it. This model here is called the UT1, and it's available in different kind of tiers, as you can imagine, but we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Let's talk about sizes first. The size on this one is 41.3. That's actually the bezel. It does stand a little bit proud of the watch here, which enables you to grip it. The thickness of the watch to the top of the crystal is 13.8, to the bezel is 13.2. The lug to lug is 48.6, and the strap size on this is 22 millimeters. The dial, it's a very kind of non-nonsense, simple dial, but it looks good for it. It's as you can see, we have a dark black matte background on there, a simple minute track, the hours, actual hour markers, and the hands are fully loomed, as to the loom pit there. The loom does seem pretty good, actually. It doesn't last quite so long on the numbers as it does on the hands, for obvious reasons, but you have got that, simply more of it. And you've just got down here the simple Unimatic, made in Italy, and the water resistance, which on this model is 300 meters, and this down here, which we'll talk about in just a second. So as you can see, you have the orange, which does also match this back here on the second hand. And you may be looking at that second hand thinking, is it ticking a little bit slow? But I'll let you into a little secret in that in a second. So as we come past that, we have a sapphire crystal with AR coating on the inside. The bezel is quite interesting. Have a listen to this. It's got a real unique sound to it. It is quite freaky. Is there back play? Not there. Ah, you see what happens. It shoots back into position. So really, there's all it kind of. Oh, there was a tiny bit of back play there, but it is very cool. I love the distinctive sound to it. It's very, very different. This is actually a review piece, so there's some marks on this, as you can see, but overall it is great. This is what's called a countdown bezel. So as you would turn it, if you wanted, let's say 10 minutes, you put that the 10 to the minute hand, and as it comes back down here, it's a countdown soul. So that's actually how it works. Let's put this back up there, because otherwise it will bug me. So anyway, there we go. It is a nice, easy to grip and most unusual kind of sounding bezel. The insert, I believe, is an aluminium type, but it does look very, very good. The body of the watch, we have a kind of minimalistic kind of look to it here. It has been bead blasted. I must admit, it has been beautifully done. It is incredibly smooth to the touch. So, you know, that's definitely a plus as we come around here. Massive crown guards, but it has a very oversized crown, as we can see. So it is easy to manipulate. This one here is a screw down crown. I think it's about 8mm in diameter. And will it screw back in? Yep, first time. Always a good sign there. Little bit awkward to grip, maybe, but it is so wide that it sticks out top and bottom, but you can grip it. Yeah, I don't mind so much air. Now, on the back, we do have a solid case back. In fact, I believe this is 2mm thick. So we've gone real hardcore on this. Now, underneath there is actually, believe it or not, a quartz movement. But as you can see, it's not ticking like a normal quartz. This is a mega quartz, and I believe it's got something like, I think it works out at 3.6 beats per second. So it's like an old-fashioned watch in some ways, or a clock, but it actually looks more like a mechanical watch, and I like that. So you're getting, it is actually a quartz watch, but it looks like an automatic when you look at this. Now, I said I'd get back to this down here, and basically it says MIL STD 81H, and that is a US Department of Defense rating. Like you get ISO over in Europe and places like that. This is their military, kind of rating for ruggedness. And what happens is this watch, to get that rating, has to be dropped by 1.22 meters onto concrete on every side of the watch. So I believe there's something like 8 drops in total, and it must still perform. You can actually go on their website and see the certificate it got from those drops, and some of the kind of grazes it picked up while doing that. And the way it gets it kind of protects itself, they have what's called this 360 protection system, which is a casework which goes around the watch and helps absorb any blows. So you get other companies doing a similar thing. Bremont springs to mind. They have a cushioning around a movement, and this is what they do here. They make their own, and it is very, very cool. So if you're after an affordable, tough quartz, well, let's say it's almost, let's say watch, let's not say what type of movement it is, because to look at this, you would actually think that is a mechanical watch, and I think that is very cool. If this ticked, it somehow wouldn't be the same if it was doing 1 second ticks, but it actually does look like a mechanical watch, which is, a nice touch. I believe you can get a fully mechanical version of this, but as a grab and go watch, I think this is very, very cool and a little bit different. The strap on this watch, I would say the strap is a little bit well, no, it's stiff. Let's face it, this is quite stiff, but there is no way that is going to come off your wrist. I have a feeling that once that's on your wrist and it gets, you kind of, tighten it down, it would stay in position just nicely. I love the fact you've got this very big fat keeper on there. It almost looks like it's a wrong way round, but I think they've done it. They've actually, because you'd think that smooth side would be on there, but I suppose that might irritate you, the stitching against the skin. The hardware on here is also marked up. I like it. I mean, it is, for an affordable watch, I think it is very good. This works out, I think in the UK, to around about £445. I don't know if there's deals to be had on there or not, but overall, I think it is very cool. Let me put it on my wrist so you got an idea how it actually looks. So let's zoom out here. Quick wrist check. I'm wearing, actually, my wife's Seiko Solar Tuner. If she finds out, she'll go mad. So let's put that away there. And as I say, Bob has got the absolutely beautiful, very elegant, timeless watch they've got there. My wrist size is 7¼ inches, which works out to around about 18.5 centimeters, I believe it is. And that is it on my wrist. I tell you what, I was worried that might feel a little bit uncomfortable, being that it was quite stiff, but it's actually surprisingly nice. And there you go, that's it on there. I think it is quite cool. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, I know that, but let me know what you guys think of it. I quite like it. I think if you want a grab and go watch at the sub, £450, this makes a very compelling argument. Anyway, let me know what you think of it, guys, and most importantly, you stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.